one thing. Her focus is like a laser beam, and mine is not. So when I went on a rambling tirade about Gilgamesh, she wrote me off as a bimbo. But we took the same route to our work studies after class, so we started walking together, her thick, long red hair swinging as I grew on her bit by bit until we were best friends. She was homeschooled in New Hampshire and hadn't grown up with much TV either. So I introduced her to Michael, and he introduced us to Law and Order, Friends, and America's Next Top Model, reveling in giving us our pop culture education. Neither of us had ever seen reality TV before. Never? Cried Michael. Like, none of it? It was addicting. There was no writer or director between me and these characters. They were raw and vulnerable, prostrating themselves at the temple of entertainment to be judged, not only by the professionals, but also by us watching at home, imagining what we would do in their shoes. We watched gleefully as Natasha on Cycle 8 cried on the phone to her boyfriend in the very first episode. What a wuss, I crowed, shoving handfuls of Michael's popcorn into my mouth. They've been gone, what, a day? And she's already crying to her boyfriend? We watched as Natasha crooned into the phone. Do you love me? Do you miss me? She asked in her thick Russian accent. To this day, when we get on the phone, Michael and I still say that to each other. Do you love me? Do you miss me? I'd never seen anything like ANTM. As a kid growing up in a town of 635 people, I obsessed over every glimpse I got into the world of fashion, but there weren't a lot. I read every fashion magazine my school library had. My grandmother saved all her issues of Elle magazine for me to read, usually in one sitting every summer. My parents had a coffee table book called Of Women and Their Elegance by Norman Mailer and Milton H. Green, full of fashion spreads of models and movie stars. I flipped through it over and over and over, wearing down the big, crisp spine until I'd find my favorite spread, a candid photo of Marilyn Monroe in a light satin dress showing off her pert breasts, laughing with Marlene Dietrich in a dramatic black fur coat and face veil. Two strikingly different examples of glamour, one open and frankly sexual, the other dark and mysterious. Someday, I thought, I'll be the type of person who gets to live in the world on these pages. I'll wear designer clothes in my New York City apartment. Someday, I'll wear designer heels that won't make my feet bleed, I thought, when my pleather heels from Payless dug into my feet at school. And then, that world was seemingly brought to life by America's Next Top Model. I don't know, I told Michael. I've never even thought about being a model. That wasn't strictly true. Of course I'd thought about it, but it never seemed like a possibility. I just assumed I was too fat. I didn't know anything about the plus-size industry, beyond vaguely recalling the slim sections in the back of my mom's JCPenney and Newport News catalogs, filled with smiling, curvy women with gleaming teeth and big bouncing hair. I'd developed breasts and hips when I was 11 and, with them, abandoned my previous dream of being a ballerina. Important to note, I was not good at it. It's true, said my dance teacher, sighing as she gazed up and down at my frame. Modeling and ballet are not for you. I wore anything from a size 6 to a 14. I'd gained and then lost 30 pounds my freshman year, and those fluctuations, along with my raging body dysmorphia, meant that I had no idea what I looked like. I just knew I didn't look like a model. I knew I didn't look like I was supposed to, like I desperately wanted to. I really think you should try out. But models are like size 2, size 0. Not always, not on the show. He kept at it throughout my freshman year and even found out that auditions were being held in Boston for the next season, Cycle 9, after the summer. I started to consider it. In the fall of my sophomore year, I met a girl in line for the bathroom at a party, and in the thrall of that particular magic that happens between girls waiting for the bathroom, I sheepishly and drunkenly mentioned that I was
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.